नमः पार्वती पतये गोविंद नाम संकीर्तनम्
श्रीकांतो मातुलो यस्य जननी सर्वमंगला जनकशंकरो देवः तं वंदे कुंजराननं श्यामवल्ली समालीढं विरिञ्चिपुरभास्वरं मार्गबन्ध्वा वयं तेजः तनोतु विमलां धियं श्रीमत्क्षीरतरङ्गिणी तटगते पुण्ये विरिञ्चे पुरे नित्यं सन्निहितं किला कलयितुं क्षीराभिषेकादरं श्रीगारुत्मतवल्लिका सहचरं मार्गे सहायं नृणाम् श्रीमद्दीक्षितवंशदैवतवरं संचिन्तये शङ्करम् इदं च रङ्गं त्यजतामिहाङ्गं न विद्यतेऽङ्गं यदि वास्तु चाङ्गं पाणौ रथाङ्गं शयने भुजङ्गं याने विहङ्गं चरणे च गाङ्गं कावेरी तटशोभिरङ्गनगर प्राग्भागजम्बूतरुप्रान्तोद्यन्मणि सद्मनि स्थितमधः जम्बूतरोस्थायिनः लूते भासितरङ्गनाथ वरदं भक्त्याखिलाण्डेश्वरी पूजा निर्मित सज्जलाकृतिधरं श्रीजम्बुनाथं भजे श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् उमाकान्ते रमाकान्ते येषामासीन्मतिः समा नमामि दीक्षितेन्द्रांस्तान्नय षट्कविशारदान् अप्पय्य दीक्षितेन्द्रान् अशेष विद्यागुरूनहं वन्दे यत्कृतिबोधा बोधौ विद्वद विद्वद्विभाजकोपाधि। Namaskaram. In last class of Srimad Appayya Dikshitendra Vijayam, we studied about Dikshitendra composing a work known as Shivarchana Chandrika. So this comes in the fourth Tarangam of Dikshitendra Vijayam. And after this, K.V. Subramanya Shastrigal explains why Srimad Appayya Dikshitendra wrote innumerable works to establish the supremacy of Lord Shiva. And the fifth topic within the fourth Tarangam is known as Shivotkarsha Pravachana Hetuhu. The word Hetuhu means reason. So the reason, Utkarshaha means, Pravachanam is to explain something, to write something, to speak something. So that is known as Pravachanam. Utkarsha is the superiority or the supremacy of something. So Shivotkarsha Pravachana Hetuhu means reasons for proclaiming the supremacy of Parameshwar. So there he says, so once upon a time, so there were many Sri Vaishnavas. So the Sri Vaishnavas had always spoken against the paramyam of other devatas. So as per the Vedas, the Vidhasa Puranas and all the Shastra Granthas, so all devatas have equal paramyam. So paramyam is something, so superiority, so all devatas are equally superior. Whether it is Devi or Lord Vishnu or Shiva, whether it is Devi or Vinayakar, or whether it is Subramanya, so all devatas are equally superior. So there is no sense of superiority or inferiority with each other. Says K.V. Subramanya Shastrigal, Shri Ramanujacharyan Arabhya Srutaprakashikakara Paryantanam Shri Venkatanatha Vedanta Desikantanam Tat Kalasthanam cha Granthaha Shivapakarsha Prakatana Paraha Tesham Atyagrahavaha Abhavan. Shri Ramanujacharyan Arabhya, starting from the time of Shri Ramanujacharya, and then Shruta Prakashikakara Paryantanam, and then until the time of Shruta Prakashikakara. So the author of Shruta Prakashika. So Shruta Prakashika is a commentary on Ramanujacharya's Shri Bhashya. And this Shruta Prakashika was written by Sudarshana Suri, who appeared in the family of Vedavyasa Bhatta. Ramanujacharya had a disciple named Kurattalvan. And Kurattalvan is highly celebrated within the Sri Vaishnava Sampradayam. And Kurattalvan had two sons. The elder one was Parashara Bhatta and the younger one was Vedavyasa Bhatta. And even today their disciples, so the Shishya Parampara of Parashara Bhatta and Vedavyasa Bhatta, so they are still there in Srirangam. So there is one Parashara Bhattar Tirumaligai and Vedavyasa Bhattar Tirumaligai. So there are 74 Tirumaligai. So 74 Simhasanadhipatis within Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya. And they are the Acharya Purushas. So in Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, most Acharyas are Grihasthas. More than Sannyasis, they have Grihasthas as Acharya Purushas. And they are the head of the society. Just like how in our community, in the Smarta Sampradaya and in the Madhva Sampradaya, it is the Sannyasis who are the leaders of the community. Whereas in Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, the most Acharya Purushas are Grihasthas. Even today, their family lineages exist, many of their family lineages. So this Sudarshana Suri was a direct descendant of Vedavyasa Bhatta. He was the author of Shruta Prakashika. And his disciple was Swami Vedanta Desika. So the works of Swami Vedanta Desika and his contemporaries, so that Kalasthanam cha Granthaha, so they always argued against the supremacy of Lord Shiva. So they always spoke of Lord Shiva as being inferior to Vishnu. And these works of Swami Vedanta Desika and other Sri Vaishnava Acharyas, so they drew the attention of Srimad Appayya Dikshitendra. Laukika Nyayanjalo Raghunatha Varmana Proktam. So there is a work named as Laukika Nyayanjali written by Raghunatha Varma. Ataha eva Srimad Appayya Dikshitaihi Shivadvesha Vaishnava Manya Ramanujadya Anuyayibhihi Tai Pratipadita Vishnu Karsha Shivapakarsha Viparitotkarsha Pratipadana Paraihi Shishtaninda Varanaya Svanuyayinam Shiva Vishnuadishu Utkarsha Apakarsha Buddhyanurti Varanaya cha Up. So he says, as a result of this, Srimad Appayya Dikshitendra and then Shivadveshi Vaishnava. So those Vaishnavas who had hatred for Lord Shiva and who followed the Sampradayam of Swami Ramanujacharya, so they had been establishing the Apakarshanam of Lord Shiva. So to give a rebuttal to the writings of these Acharyas, Srimad Appayya Dikshitendra composed many works. So, and all of these were Shiva Vishnu Adishu. So, to establish the fact that there is no Utkarsha or Apakarsha to the glories of either Lord Vishnu or Lord Shiva. So, this is the reason Srimad Appayya Dikshitendra composed many works like Brahmatarkastava, Shikharinimala, and many others. Kechana Vaishnavaha tu evamachakshate. Some Vaishnavas narrate this. Dikshitendraha hi Rangarajadhwari Sunavaha Advaitacharya Vamshyaha Harihara Bhedadhiyaha iti Sarvavidika. That Srimad Appayya Dikshitendra was the son of Shri Rangarajadhwari, that he was an Advaita Vidyacharya, and he had equal devotion to both Lord Vishnu and Lord Shiva is known to all. Tathapi haroৎकर्ष prabandha nirmane vaksyamanam karanameva sangachate. So, although he had equal devotion to both Lord Vishnu and Lord Shiva, the reason for his composing works that establish the supremacy of Lord Shiva, so the reason for this could be the following. So this could probably be the reason for it. Purahi Vishnu Kanchiyam Natyamane Sankalpa Suryodaya Natake Dikshitagriyaha ime Agryasanam Alamakurvata. Once upon a time, Dikshitendra was invited to Vishnu Kanchi, and he was invited as the chief guest to a drama that was being enacted. And what drama was this? This was Sankalpa Suryodaya Natakam. So this was a Sanskrit drama written by Swami Vedanta Desika. And in this Natakam, when this Natakam was being enacted, Dikshitendra was made to sit at in the first row as the chief guest. Tada Dvitiyanke. So that this is the following shloka, and the person who was acting, so he was reciting this shloka: Yatishwara Saraswati Surabhita Shayanam Satam Vahami Charanam Bujam Pranatishalina Maulina Tadanyamata Durmata Jvalita Tejasam Vadinam Shirasuni Hitam Maya Padamadakshinal Laksyatam. So when he was telling the first two padams of the shloka, he was facing the Vaishnavas. So the meaning of this is Yatishwara Saraswati Surabhita Shayanam Satam Charanam Bujam Pranatishalina Maulina Vahami. So with my head bowed down in reverence, I place the feet of those Mahatmas whose hearts are purified by listening to the words of Yatishwara, Ramanujacharya, the king among Yatis. So with utmost humility, I bow down my head and place the foot of those Mahatmas upon my head. Pranatishalina Maulina, Tesham Charanambujam Vahami, I place their lotus feet upon my head. And after saying this, he was standing on one end where the Vaishnava Panditas were seated. And while saying the third quarter of the shloka, he was moving towards the direction where Appayya Dikshitendra was seated. Tadanyamata Durmata Jvalita Tejasam Vadinam. So those arrogant Panditas who follow the other sampradayas different from Swami Ramanuja. So I placed my left foot upon their heads, and saying this, he raised his left foot and he brought it very close to the head of Srimad Appayya Dikshitendra. And this was a public insult to him in a sabha. So he was invited as a guest in the place, and he had to receive this insult by the host. And Dikshitendra felt very bad. He felt very wounded on when this was being done to him. So this is a public insult to him that was given by the actor. Iti shlokam abhinatan nataha chaturtha charanabhinayana kale tat parshvataha paravritya vamacharanam uchchikshepa. So while enacting this shloka, the nataha, the actor, so he placed his foot very close to Srimad Appayya Dikshitendra's, his left foot very close to the head of Srimad Appayya Dikshitendra. Tataha vimanayamanaha maminam agranyaha ime tada prabhuti Vishnum apekshya paramashivotkarsham mimamsa dvayanaya parishkrita prabandhaihi prakhyapayamasuhu. Vimanayamanaha. So extremely wounded. So Dikshitendra began to compose works that established the supremacy of Lord Shiva. And how did he do that? he established the supremacy of Lord Shiva by proving it using the Nyayas of Purva Mimamsa Shastram and Uttara Mimamsa Shastram. That is why it says Mimamsa Dvayanaya Parishkrita Prabandhaihi. By those works, the best among works, which are embellished by the Nyayas of Purva Mimamsa Shastram and Uttara Mimamsa Shastram. So Shikharinimala is the best example of it. So there is a beautiful work known as Shikharinimala. So it has two parts. The first part is Shrutyartha Vicharaha. The second part is Upabrahmanartha Vicharaha. And Shrutyartha Vicharaha, so he deliberates upon the esoteric meanings of specific passages of the Vedas and the Upanishads. So here many Mimamsa Vicharams come, so Vedanta Vicharams come. And then in the second part of it is Upabrahmanartha Vicharaha. So there the passages of Itihasa Puranas, specific Itihasa Puranas are being discussed. And at the end of Shikharinimala, he says, Tava Shikharinimala Leela Kirata Samarpita Gabhirai Mimamsa Dvayanaya Nibandhai Sughatita. Gabhirai, he means something that is deeply rooted. And Mimamsa Dvayanaya Nibandhai Sughatita. So it's a very beautiful shloka. It starts with Parashiva Parotkarsha Prakhyapanaika Parayana Pavanatapana Vyasa Jityutkarai Rupabramhita Umati Parisat Cheta Hilahitartha Nibandhana Jayati Nitaramadya Vidyajanasya Hitaishini. So very beautifully he establishes the supremacy of Lord Shiva in this Shikharinimala. So that is the reason Srimad Appayya Dikshitendra composed many works on so establishing the supremacy of Lord Shiva. And then Yatohi Dharmashastra Nishnatanam Tesham Nataka Rangam. So it takes it Ataha Laukika Nyayanjal Yuktam Eva Samanjasam Pratibhati. So as a result of this, the work of a Vaishnava known as Laukika Nyayanjali. So we have a strong evidence from the work of Vaishnavas to say that, to prove that Dikshitendra was insulted in a public sabha in Kanchipuri. And with this, the fifth topic in the fourth Tarangam gets over. And the sixth topic within this fourth Tarangam is Shivarkamani Deepika. And what is the Shivarkamani Deepika? Dikshitendra has written many works in different different schools of Vedanta. In Advaita Vedanta, he has written magna opera like Shastra Siddhanta Lesha Sangraha, Upakrama Parakramaha, Nyaya Rakshamani, Kalpataruparimala. And in the same way that Madhvatantra Mukhamardanam and Madhvamata Vidhvamsanam. So these are very beautiful works written by Dikshitendra. So it's not just one magnum opus he has produced in Advaita Vedanta. So multiple magna opera have been composed by him in Advaita Vedanta. Even we also have Purvottara Mimamsa Vada Nakshatramala. So that is one magnum opus in Advaita Vedanta as well. He has also made many contributions to Srikantacharya's school of Vedanta. And this is the story. Says K.V. Subramanya Shastrigal, Tada Nayaka Jatiyaha Kechana Khandabhupaha Chatuvakya Kushalaihi Shivanindayam Kritukutuhalaihi Kaishid Agamikaihi Kritasamashrayanaha Shambhavan Navahvamanyanta. That time, some rulers who belong to the Nayaka clan, so they came under the influence of certain Panditas who were very clever in their words, very clever in their, who had very great vidva, and who always delighted in abusing Lord Shiva. And they took samashrayanam from them. And as a result of it, they did not respect the devotees of Lord Shiva. Tesham arhanena ahayunam vaishnavanam vachanaihi vyakulikrite loke. So as a result of this, when they got influenced by these panditas who were very arrogant, so there was a lot of chaos in the society. And lokanugraharthameva avatirnaha Dikshitendraha, Srimad Appayya Dikshitendra, who had appeared in this earthly planet for the sake of blessing the world. So he thought within himself, Kathamayam Kalushikritaha Lokaha Anugrahya. How should this world be blessed? So that was this was the thought that was going on within his mind. And with this thought, he went to sleep. Iti vichintayantaha jatu nidrantis. So the same night, same evening, he was insulted in public sabha by the Vaishnavas. And the same night when he went to sleep, tada nidrayaha turiye yame swapne chinnapamma murtim adadhanaha maheshwaraha pradurbhuya. So during the fourth yama of the night, Parameshwara appeared in the dream of Srimad Appayya Dikshitendra. And he spoke to Dikshitendra as follows. Vatsa, Srikantha bhashyam, Shrutishata nirupana purassaram vyakyahi, tena tava vanchitam phalishyati. O child, write an exhaustive commentary on the Brahmasutra bhashyam of Srikantacharya. As a result of that, what you have been yearning for will come to fruition. So with this, saying this, the Lord disappeared. Ityadishya antardadhe, the Lord disappeared after saying this. Tadanu swapnothitaha prafulla manasaste bhagavata iva shreyah pathe niyojitataya atmanam dhanyam manyamanaha Srikantha bhashya Bhashyashaya prakashanotsukaha paredyuhu nrupasabham pravishan. So when Dikshitendra woke up from sleep after seeing this auspicious dream during the last part of the night, he considered himself to be very blessed, and he realized that he was being ordered by the Lord himself in this great task of writing a Sanskrit commentary on the bhashyam of Srikantacharya. And with lots of enthusiasm, with the zeal of writing a commentary on Srikantacharya's Brahmasutra bhashyam, he went to the court of Chinnapamma Nayakar the next morning. Tatra sarvantaryamina bhagavata shivena smaritaha Chinnapamma bhupaha vidusham purasthaduthaya Kritanjali prahvana prahvaha evam vyajitnyapata Bhagavan Srikantha bhashyasya gabhirashaya prakashaka vyakhyana kalanena pandita lokoyam anugrahyaha iti. So in that court, so where the Maharaja was present and all the court panditas were present, Lord Parameshwara, who was present as the Antaryami within the hearts of all living entities, so he went into the so he generated this remembrance within the heart of Chinnapamma Nayakar. And Chinnapamma Nayakar woke up from the sleep and he spoke to Srimad Appayya Dikshitendra with his hands in supplication. And he said, Hey Bhagavan, O Lord, Srikantha bhashyasya gabhirashaya prakashaka vyakhyana kalanena, by writing a commentary on the Srikantacharya's Brahmasutra bhashyam, an exhaustive commentary, this Pandita Loka, this society of Vidwans should be blessed by you. Swapna samvadinim tameva vani amritayamanam akarnya te maheshamshaha mimamsa nayaratna parishkritam prasanna gambhiram saprapancham Shivarkamani Deepikakhyam Vyakhyam Virachya Pandita Mandali Nividitayam Samsadi Pratibadhyakshepaka Shatanirasana Purvakam Radhantayitva Prathayamasuhu Swapna Samvadinim Tameva Vani. So the very same words, the very same voice which Srimad Appayya Dikshitendra heard in his dream. So he was hearing that once again in his wakeful state. So what he heard in his Swapna Avastha, he was hearing it in his Jagrada Avastha. In his dream, Bhagavan appeared in the form of Chinnabomma Nayaka, and once again in his wakeful state, Bhagavan appeared himself as the Antaryami within Chinnabomma Nayaka and spoke the following words. And then when he spoke, when he heard the words of Chinnabomma Nayaka, Te Maheshamshaha, that Srimad Appayya Dikshitendra, who was a plenary portion of, an incarnation of a plenary portion of Lord Shiva, he composed a commentary, a Vyakya, which was known as Shivarkamani Deepika. And how was this Shivarkamani Deepika? Mimamsa Nayaratna Parishkritam. So it had a lot of Mimamsa Nyayas within it, and it was Prasanna Gambhira. So it appeared as if it was very easy to understand. At the same time, it was also very depth, it was also very deep. And Saprapancha, it was very exhaustive. And this is a very unique work of Srimad Appayya Dikshitendra. The kind of service which Sri Vachaspati Mishra offered to Sankaracharya's tradition by writing a Sanskrit commentary on the Brahmasutra bhashyam of Sri Adishankara Bhagavatpada, known as Bhamati. So Bhamati was one of the direct Sanskrit commentaries on Acharya's Sutra Bhashya. So we have Panchapadika, so we have many commentaries on Bhagavatpada Sutra Bhashyam, and Bhamati is one of the most important commentaries. The kind of service which Bhamatikara offered to Shankaracharya's tradition, the kind of service which was offered by Sudarshana Suri to Sri Vaishnava Sampradayam by writing a Sanskrit commentary on Ramanujacharya's Sri Bhashyam, the kind of service that was offered to Madhvacharya's Sampradayam by Jayatirtha by writing an exhaustive commentary known as Nyaya Sudha on Madhvacharya's Brahmasutra Bhashyam, the same service was offered by Srimad Appayya Dikshitendra to the Sampradayam of Srikantha Shivacharya. Nobody from the Shaiva Vedanta Sampradaya has ever written such an exhaustive work, such a beautiful work on their Acharya's Brahmasutra Bhashyam. And Srimad Appayya Dikshitendra from our Sampradaya and from our community. So he had to write a wonderful work, a wonderful Vyakyanam on the Brahmasutra Bhashyam of an Acharya who never belonged to our tradition. So that was the greatness of Srimad Appayya Dikshitendra. And there is a specific reason behind this. And Radhanta Itva Prathayamasuhu. So what he did was Pandita Mandali Nividitayam Samsadi. So in the court Sabha, which had innumerable Vidwans, so many Vidwans, many Smartha Panditas were there, many Sri Vaishnava Panditas, Madhva Panditas. So in such a court, many Akshepas were raised by many Vidwans. So he answered all of those Akshepas. And then he composed, so many Purva Pakshas were raised by many Vidwans. And he answered all those Purva Pakshas, and then he established the Siddhanta. So the Shivarkamani Deepika is not very easy to study. The language which Srimad Appayya Dikshitendra has used here is extremely difficult to understand. So a great deal of Pandityam is required to understand Shivarkamani Deepika, Pandityam in Vyakarana Shastram. Only when a very great deal of Pandityam is there in Vyakarana Shastram, it is possible to understand Shivarkamani Deepika. And it doesn't just stop with that. A great deal of Pandityam in Tarka Shastram is also required. Only then it is possible to study and understand Shivarkamani Deepika, because the Upamanams which he has used here, because scholars say that those are very, very difficult to understand. Goda Shastragal Solluvar. Tarka Shastrathila Nalla Pandityam illanaka vandu puriyave puriyadu. Even a decent knowledge of Vyakaranam, a decent knowledge of Tarka Shastram is not sufficient. It should be an asadharana pandityam. It should be an extraordinary pandityam in Vyakaranam, extraordinary pandityam in Tarkashastram to study and understand Shivarkamani Deepika. And it doesn't end with that. A scholar has to have very great degree of pandityam in Purva Mimamsa as well, because the Mimamsa Nyayas which he has employed, he has used in Shivarkamani Deepika, they are so difficult to understand. A decent knowledge of Mimamsa is not sufficient. And a decent knowledge of Vedanta is not sufficient. It requires an asadharana pandityam in Purva Mimamsa, asadharana pandityam in Vedanta Shastram. Only when a scholar has asadharana pandityam in all the 4 Shastras, he can actually appreciate Shivarkamani Deepika in depth. So at least 40 to 50 years of Adhyanam is required to say, for a person to say that he has mastered Shivarkamani Deepika. That is why Shri Bhattoji Dikshiter has praised Appayya Dikshitendra. Appayya Dikshitendran Ashesha Vidya Gurunaham Vande Yakriti Bodha Bodho Vidvada Vidvad Vihajakopadhi. I bow down to Srimad Appayya Dikshitendra, who is a Vidya Guru in all branches of learning. Yat Kriti Bodha Bodho. So those who are capable of understanding his works could be classified among the Goshti of Panditas, and those who are not capable of understanding his works could be grouped under the Goshti of laymen. So that is the exalted position of Srimad Appayya Dikshitendra. In any Shastra we take, it requires a very great deal of Pandityam to study and understand his works. To study works like Shivarkamani Deepika, very great knowledge of, the basic knowledge of Shivaadvaita Vedanta, so that is required. It's not so easy to study and understand Shivarkamani Deepika. So all of his works in Advaita Vedanta, Nyayarakshamani, Kalpataruparimala, so they are extremely difficult to understand. So the kind of difficulty that is there for Shivarkamani Deepika in Shivadvaita. So in Advaita Vedanta also, very great deal of Pandityam is required to study and understand his works like Upakrama Parakrama, Kalpataruparimala, and Nyayarakshamani. That is Srimad Appayya Dikshitendra. So a decent knowledge of any particular Shastram is not sufficient. It will never be sufficient. So on seeing this, he was being praised very greatly by the Raja. Tada Pulakita Kalebaraha Narapalaha Kanakalavale Tan Nidhaya Vichakshananam Samaksham Kanaka Dravinarashibhihi Abhishishecha. So on seeing this feat of Srimad Appayya Dikshitendra, the Raja became horripilated. And he got Dikshitendra ascend a throne which was made with Swarnam, Kanakalavale. So Alavala means it's a throne which is made up of Swarnam. And in the midst of all the great Panditas, so he made an Abhishekam to Srimad Appayya Dikshitendra with coins of gold. So it was a Kanakabishekam that was performed for Dikshitendra for composing Shivarkamani Deepika. Taeva Granthopakrame Parameshwaram Upashlokayanti. So Srimad Appayya Dikshitendra makes a mention of this incident in the beginning of Shivarkamani Deepika as follows. Bhashyameta danagam vivrundviti swapna jagarana yosamam vibhuhu chinna bomma nriparupa bhritsvayam mamnyayam tanya mayila mahilardha vigrahaha etat anagam bhashyam vivrunu iti. Write a commentary on this sacred bhashyam iti Vibhuhu, that Supreme Lord, Swapna Jagaranayoho, Samam. So both in my wakeful state as well as in my dream state, both in my dream as well as in my wakeful state, that Supreme Lord Parameshwara, he has instructed me to write a commentary on this work. And how did he do that? Chinna Bomma Driparupa Bhritsvayam. He assumed the form of Chinnabomma Raja both in my dream as well as in my wakeful state. And that is how he has made me write this work known as Shivarkamani Deepika. Mahilartha Vigraha means Ardhanarishwaraha. And Nalacharita Natake Kanakasnanam Upavarnitam. Mahakavi Shri Nilakantha Dikshitara of Palamade has described this incident of Kanakasnanam in his Sanskrit drama known as Nalacharita. Tatrahi Pariparshvikaha. Tadapi Jnayate Yadeva Shivarkamani Deepika Avasana Labdha Kanakasnanaha Sahityamarka Sampradaya Guruna Kavina Samarapungavena Yajvana. So this is being described by Samarapungava Dikshita Sahityamarka Sampradaya Guruhu. So the word Sahityamarka Sampradaya Guru is, so there was Dikshitendra's nephew known as Samarapungava Dikshita. Dikshitendra had one younger brother and one younger sister. His younger brother was Achan Dikshita and his younger sister was Jnanambika. Jnanambika had two sons, Suryanarayana Dikshita and Samarapungava Dikshita. The elder one was Suryanarayana Dikshita and the younger one was Samarapungava Dikshita. And Samarapungava Dikshita was a very great scholar in Sanskrit Sahityam, and people of those times, so they considered him as a Sahitya Marga Sampradaya Guru. So the whole of Sanskrit Kavyams, Natakams, Alankaram, so all of this is known as Sahitya Shastra. So he was a great guru in this field. And he has described Srimad Appayya Dikshitendra, who got Kanakasnanam after composing Shivarkamani Deepika. Hemabhisheka Samaye Parishorishanna Sauvarna Samhati Mishat Chinabomma Bhupaha Appayya Dikshita Manehe Anavadya Vidya Kalpadrumasya Kurute Kanakalabalam. Hemabhisheka Samaye, at the time of this Kanakabishekam, Paritaha Nishanna Sauvarna Samhati Mishat. So by offering innumerable golden coins, so the Dikshitendra was buried in a coin of golds, the coins of gold. So Chinnabomma Bhupaha, so that Chinnabomma Nayaka performs the Kanakasnanam of Srimad Appayya Dikshitendra after getting him, after seating him on a golden throne, and he describes Srimad Appayya Dikshitendra with a very beautiful adjective. Appayya Dikshita Manehe Anavadya Vidyakalpadrumasya. There are two adjectives he uses for Appayya Dikshitendra, Samarapungava Dikshita. So Appayya Dikshita Mani, Srimad Appayya Dikshitendra, who is a precious gem. And then Anavadya Vidyakalpadrumaha. So he was a desired wish-yielding tree of Vidya. So Kalpadruma, so Kalpataru means he was a wish-yielding tree, a tree that is there in the Swargaloka. So anything a person wants, so anything a person desires and goes under the Kalpataru, he asks under the Kalpataru will grant him anything that he desires for. In the same way, Srimad Appayya Dikshitendra was a Kalpataru. What kind of Kalpataru was he? Anavadya Vidya Kalpatrumaha. So he is a Kalpataru of learning. What kind of learning? So of Vidya that can never come under, so that can never be contested by any Panditas. So Vidya that is spotless. So no Pandita can, no scholar of any branch of learning can ever find fault with such a Pandityam. So he is Kalpadrum of that kind of a Pandityam. So when a student of any Shastras, when he studies the works of Srimad Appayya Dikshitendra with Bhakti and Shraddha, he will become a great master in that particular Shastra. So that is the intended meaning of this. Kalpa anavadya vidya kalpadrumasya kurute Kanakabishekam. So this is the description given by Samarapungava Dikshita. Atha te mahatmanah swagrame Adayapalam Kalakndeswaram nirmaya tatra savrisham sanantikesham sasutam sambam saganam pratisthapya Kalakndeswaram araradhu. That great Mahatma known as Srimad Appayya Dikshitendra then returned to his village of Adayapalam, and there he renovated the temple of Kalakndeswara, and he worshipped Nandikeshwara, or he worshipped the Lord along with Nandikeshwara. He worshipped the Lord along with Parvati Devi, along with Subramanya, along with Vinayaka. And in this way, he worshipped Sri Kalakndeswara in Adayapalam. Even today, when we visit Adayapalam, so we can see in the Kanchi Shankara so the Kalakndeswara Kovil and the house of Srimad Appayya Dikshitendra, so they're being taken care of by Kanchi Kamakoti Peetam, by Kanchi Shankara. And even today, if we go to Adayapalam, we can visit that. It's such a beautiful place, but the Varadarajaswamy temple, Kalakndeswara temple, the house of Srimad Appayya Dikshitendra. So every follower of Sankaracharya Sampradaya, we are supposed to visit this. And why did Srimad Appayya Dikshitendra write Sivarkamani Deepika? Why should he contribute to some other Sampradaya? So how is that related to us, the followers of Sri Adi Shankaracharya Sampradaya? So this is a question that could be asked. And here is the reason. In the very beginning of Shivarkamani Deepika, Srimad Appayya Dikshitendra proclaims the supremacy of Advaita Vedanta, and he proclaims the supremacy of Shri Adi Shankara Bhagavatpada also. And these shlokas from Shivarkamani Deepika are very, very important. Yadyapyadvaita eva Shruti Shikharigiram Agamanam cha nishtha Sakam sarvai Puranaihi Smritinikaram Mahabharatadi Prabandhaihi Tatraiva Brahmasutra Yapicha Vimrishatam Bhanti Vishranti Manti Ratnairacharya Ratnai Rapiparyajagrahe Shankaradhyais Tadeva Tathapyanugrahadeva Tarunendu Shikhamaneh Advaita Vasana Pumsam Avirbhavati Nam Yatha Anugrahascha Devasya Shaktya Chidrupayasaha. So this is very beautiful shloka which Srimad Appayya Dikshitendra has written. So Yadyapi Advaita Eva Shruti Shikhara Giram Agamanam Chanishta. So although the consensus of all the Vedic literatures is there only on Advaita Vedanta. Advaite eva Shruti Shikhara Giram. So the Shruti means Veda. Shruti Shikharaha means the crest of the Vedas. So the Upanishads are known as the head of the Vedas, the crown of the Vedas. Giram means of the Vakyams, of the passages of the Upanishads. Agamanam of the Vedas. So the conclusion of the Vedas is there in Advaita alone. The conclusion of the Upanishads is there in Advaita alone. Sakam along with Sarvaihi Puranahi, with all the Itihasa Purana, Mahabharatadi Prabandhaihi, and along with great compilations like Mahabharata, Tatra eva Brahmasutra anyapi Apicha Vimrishatam Vishranti Manti Bhanti. Even to those scholars who study the Brahmasutras with astute analysis, the ultimate purport of the Brahmasutras, it lies in the philosophy of Advaita alone. Bhanti Vishranti Manti, and then he says, Pratnaihi Acharya Ratnaihi Api Parijagrihe. And it was that Advaita, the philosophy of Advaita alone, that was accepted and revered by great personalities, by great Acharyas, by Jammamang Acharyas, like Shankar Bhagavatpada, Pratnaihi Acharya Ratnaihi Api Parijagrihe, only that was accepted. Sankaracharya Padaihi. And then he says, in spite of all that, Tathapi Anugrahadeva Karunendu Shikhamaneh. Only when the blessings, only when the mercy of Parameshwara is there, the taste for Advaita will arise in the heart of a human being. Anugrahascha devasya shaktya chidrupayasaha. And he also requires the blessings of that Supreme Lord, that Deva, along with his Shakti, who is Chidrupa, who is Devi Durga, who is Parameshwari Chichakti or Shaivi Chichakti, which Srimad Appayya Dikshitendra says in all of his works. Even in Durga Chandra Kalasuti, in the commentary of the 8th shloka, he says that Durga is none other than the Parameshwari Chichakti. And her grace is also required because she is none other than Brahma Vidya herself. Devi herself is Brahma Vidya. So cultivating Brahma Vidya, so it's only when it's her grace, her mercy is that the dawn of the knowledge of impersonal Brahman could be cultivated. Yathavattam parignyaya dhyayat samavapyate. Yathavat, when that impersonal Brahman is being meditated upon, after knowing it, after acquiring the knowledge of it through Shastra. So there are two kinds of Brahmajnana. So one is Shabdam Brahmajnana and the other one is Aparokshanubhavarajanyam Brahmajnanam. So Brahmajnana which arises out of studying the Shastras, after studying the Upanishads, after studying Bhagavad Gita, the Itihasa Puranas, after studying Brahmasutra. So this is known as Shabdam Brahmajnana. So theoretical Brahmajnana. Aparokshanubhavajanyam Brahmajnanam is that Brahmajnanam which arises as a result of practical realization. So both of these is required. So as a result of these two, so those who contemplate upon that supreme impersonal Brahman, so it will definitely be attained by such Mahatmas. So that is how Srimad Appayya Dikshitendra begins with Sivarkamani Deepika. And with this, I finish today's class of Dikshitendra Vijayam. Hara Namah Parvati Pataye, Hara Hara Mahadeva.